tree 1 right, ready for departure. North departure.
Max 8409 Delta X-ray 569er. Altimeter 2992 departure to the north approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 1 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 1 right. Max 8409 Delta X-ray 569er.
Hey man, 1 second, I'm drinking my coffee before I fly the plane. Every time I take a sip, I can't see because my glasses fog up. They became self-aware and dropped me, unfortunately, but they got better stuff to do. I wish they kept these settings so I wouldn't have to reset them every single time. Alright. Try not to crash this thing. Yeah, I get it. We're going. Leave me alone. I know I'm not wanted here. To be fair, I've just been chilling on the runway. I'm not sure if that's proper airplane etiquette. Wow, I do not like the view of that one. Alright, are we high enough to drop the flap? Alright, good. Actually, I think we're raising it. Today's opposite day. A big airport. I mean, it's New York. I guess it makes sense. Alright, we're going a little bit higher than I would like to. Yeah, I heard your transmission. Hold up. Let me reply. Yes, I acknowledge your frequency change. I haven't played this game in a while. I gotta get used to all the sub menus again. I think this game has keyboard functionality. Should try it sometime. You know what made things a little bit easier on the PC version of 2020?
Head ahead, train. Turn next taxiway.
Where's the little marker I put down?
Engaging all Delta 679 at runway 22 right, ready for departure. IFR to San Francisco.
Delta 679er, hold short runway 22 right. Traffic is Airbus A350 on the runway. Head ahead, tree. Turn next taxiway.
Hold short runway 22 right, Delta 679er. Kennedy Tower, Delta 679er at runway 22 right, ready for departure. IFR to San Francisco.
Delta 679er, hold short runway 22 right. Traffic is Airbus A350 on the runway. Head ahead, tree. Exit runway when able.
Hold short runway 22 right, Delta 679er. Kennedy Tower, Delta 679er ready for departure. Runway 22 right, IFR to San Francisco.
Delta 679er, hold short runway 22 right. Traffic is Airbus A321. Head ahead, tree. Contact ground on 130.275.
You definitely aren't trying to go to the city right now. So awkward to steer from that angle. Only this turn isn't too aggressive for these wings.
Max 8409 Delta X-ray X-ray 569.
Alright, good. I see the arrow.
Good day. JetBlue 72.
Kind of difficult for me to see, depending on what the background is due to my color blindness. Wish they had options to change the colors. Maybe they do. There's like a million options in the settings in this game. Wouldn't surprise me if I just overlooked it.
Brickyard 5699 hold short runway 22 right. Traffic is Airbus A320 on the runway. JetBlue 72, turn next taxiway. Brickyard 5699 hold short runway 22 right. Traffic is Airbus A320 on the runway. JetBlue 72, contact ground on 130.275.
I've driven around this area, but it looks a lot different from this perspective.
Brickyard 5699
think doing something like this, like just casually flying over an airport without using the radio, would probably be highly illegal. We need to travel to Long Island. Yeah, afternoon delay. Michael was going the wrong direction. Afternoon delay. I hate it when it starts making that World War II sound. Now that makes me want to watch Anchorman. I like the part when that guy's like, "Ew, ew." Afternoon delight. It's R2D2 and C3PO. Me, GP, and Ben. No offense if anybody's actually watching, it's just a joke. We appreciate all of you. Oh, there's Oceanside. We must be getting close to the Amityville house. Man, GB, now I'm going to have to look to see if it's on streaming. I don't know why I don't own those movies. I've watched them so many times. You should have, GB. It'll change your life. Especially after you get that lake lure. That's the good one. I'll get you some monsters. I get the channel catfish in the river. It's so satisfying to reel those things in. Did you like Anchorman 2 just as much? I thought it was pretty funny. I find those outtakes where he's doing his Elephant Man impression hilarious in the second movie. But I've mostly seen the first one. Because I think that one came on like TV the most. Wish you could zoom in faster. One of these houses down here is supposed to be the Amityville house. Yeah, I haven't seen Joe Dirt 2 all the way, but I've definitely seen the first one several times. It's kind of cool that they kind of just released Joe Dirt 2 for free like that. I wonder if that's the house. I heard they took out the window. That looks like it too. I put in the coordinates, but they disappeared once I got close. Ben was in a nice area like you'd see on a fancy tin of cookies. Well, I guess that's Long Island for you. Oh, what stadium is this? The Oceanside Sailors. I have no idea what they do. Cookie tin privilege. Let me get a different plane. One that's better for sightseeing. Helicopters are probably the best, but they're hard to control and drop like a stone if you go down too fast. Ben, we decided we're roughly going to fly over your area. We thought you were still in chat. I don't have the thing up to tell me how many people are watching. Wow, it's the whole world. If you can vaguely tell me where it is so I don't have to sort through all these, that would be great. Oh, I used to know somebody, one of the first YouTubers used to be from here. Milton Keys. Used to like to watch his streams after work. Okay. There we go. Just so many things. We'll set this as arrival. You shouldn't need too much runway. Make the weather a little bit nicer. We can see. Well, actually, that would be closer to time of day. Doesn't look like the weather's too bad, actually. Yeah. I mean, if like they scan them like with a satellite and then they actually have a plane, they want more details, and that's how you get the more detailed versions of like a plane flies over. Otherwise, it'll just kind of fill in the satellite imagery with like procedurally generated stuff. But it has like the basic outline of the area, unless like I said, like for instance, when I was in New York, you could tell like all those buildings were scanned because they were oddly shaped. You can land the plane and actually walk out of the plane if you're good enough at landing. Or you can take the camera and zoom down pretty much as low as you're able to fly.
Echo Golf Bravo November traffic. Max 8409 Delta X-ray X-ray 569er. Taking off runway 27.
Alright, let me zoom in close. This is a smaller plane. I wish I'd keep my zoom in settings. I gotta reset this every single time. First world problems. This is like my favorite sightseeing plane. Or let's turn the brake off. Oh, that's awesome. You know, John Carpenter knows how to fly a helicopter too. I guess a lot of celebrities do that. Gotta do something with the money if they're not gonna spend it on drugs. Wonder how much something like that costs to get done. And adjust the flap so it floats more. Yeah, some of these houses look procedurally generated. This, on the other hand, further away, that looks scanned. It's good facts. It's like something the plane would tell you as you're flying over somewhere. Just have to trim up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they scanned some of this. This game slowly gets more detailed over time. They scan more of the Earth. Every once in a while, you'll get like a world update. Yeah, this part's definitely scanned because, like, that stadium right there definitely isn't procedurally generated. And I don't think these factories are either. Look, it's the Griswolds. Yeah, that building definitely isn't procedurally generated. What is zoom? There's so many different combinations. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been able to find like childhood places and stuff. It's such a like a nostalgic game. It would be more detailed if I flew up closer. Maybe I can. Yeah, it's mind blowing when they actually scan the areas. Some areas aren't as impressive because it'll try to fill it in with what it thinks should be there if it doesn't have the data. But when they actually scan the area, it's like surreal. You see it in a game. I still can't get over like flying over my city. It still doesn't get old. Try to go lower a little bit. When you get slower, sometimes they'll stream in more detail. Well, there's a pointy building over here. And then it turned into the round building. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, this looks fancy. I said this looks like something to be on a fancy cookie tin. Yeah, you can still make out some of like the decorations and everything on the building. Yeah, this would be a cool area to be in. I love all these old buildings. That's really cool. Whole thing that sucks about these older buildings, I live in mine currently, that are brick, is they retain so much heat in the summer. This looks like it might be a hospital or something. Yeah. Oh, it is a hospital. Okay. So I was like, it had a hospitalish vibe. That looks like a stadium. Oh, really? It does kind of look like a cruise ship now that you say it. Even the top part kind of looks like where the captain would be. Yeah, it's a nice little town. I like all the little brick buildings. Looks like something the trolley of Mr. Rogers would drive through. Oh, wow. Is that a cemetery? Looks like it. Man, you went on a journey. I think they added these buildings here. Oh, wow. It looks pretty big. Wonder if I could land here. Oh, no, I'm going too fast. It's gonna penalize me. No, landing gear should be on. This should be down. Yeah. I got some fan mail to deliver. People still write them. They don't just send emails. Where to even begin? I don't think this feature was in Flight Sim. I don't think I'll be doing the 9-mile walk in this mode. But it's still cool that you could like land and walk around. I don't think that feature was in the last game. It really doesn't do much, but it's kind of novel. You can just walk around. And apparently this game has a VR mode. I don't know how good it is. Let me drive over these flat cars. Man, this little plane would be so cool to have. Assuming you knew how to fly it. Alright. I think my plane's going out of control. Hold up. I didn't get the lift I needed. Not the most smooth terrain. Let me restart this. So I actually have a runway. Once I go up, just tell me like where to head.
Echo Golf Bravo November
Like
traffic.
north, west, south, east. There, now we got some momentum. They might have already did. I mean, I was like, that whole area was scanned. At least like near where his sister was. Look at that strip of water. This is Cat's Land. In the future, that's what it'll be renamed to. They'll like cut the grass in the shape of a cat. If you give me like flight sim coordinates, it's usually like a 2 number, the decimal, and a bunch of numbers. The second one's typically the negative, and then a number like coordinates in that format. I'll go wherever. Career mode keeps sticking me with a plane I haven't learned how to fly yet. So the minute I get airborne, it like sinks like a stone. There's no tutorial for it. I have to just practice flying it. It has to like go at a certain speed or something. I should go down lower so things look familiar. I don't think the plane's meant to go down that fast. Yeah. I watched that movie and my back hurts when they try to lift up that water fountain. Also can't unsee like the dude being Taylor from the Poltergeist Part 2. Oh, Dead Space Extraction's actually really fun. I played the PlayStation 3 port of it. It's just like a light gun shooting game. I really like it. It's like those Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicle games, if you ever played those. Yeah, you just use the Wiimote to aim, and it has like the little reticle on the screen. I think they also have like the House of the Dead games that are like that on there. What's that one? That's hilarious. It's like a grindhouse split, House of the Kill Overkill. That one's hilarious on Wii. Actual countryside, you have to drive quite a ways to see anything like this here. I'll lower it. But most of these buildings are just procedurally generated. You can kind of tell when they're scared when they start getting chunky. Yeah, they're actually really fun. I had a friend that had them on Wii and he'd bring them over. I really enjoyed it. And it's kind of fun to see like the first games from like that kind of perspective. And then the second game is mostly like news stories. I keep an eye on how fast I'm going. Under 70, it starts to drop. Here. Well, there are a lot of airports around here. I was just looking in general, waiting for like suggestions to appear. It should be technically the same because I mean it's scanned, but yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, the Fort Wayne Airport, but I can just probably type it. But I don't. Let's see here. I go to this one. This other one's a helipad. very cubic. It might be on there. I'll just have to zoom in more. That's the problem with the game. There's so many things. It doesn't list everything until you zoom in, and then it becomes overwhelming. And so it's often easier just to type stuff in. Why didn't they retract the gear like that? And they had the flaps turned all the way down. Across the street, so I'm guessing I'll be near where all the civilization looks like. Yeah, probably like this one. It's just not the best with off-road, which I find is kind of weird, but it's also a lot of times meant to be taken off from water. Cool, you can see like the little shadow. Uh-oh, this thing's flashing red. Like in real life, this game gives you more than one chance. Should have picked a faster plane for this. But it's hard to get lower with other planes. At least safely, just because they go by so fast. If you slow down, because they're so heavy, it'll drop it. I'm guessing they scanned at least part of that airport. I know on the PC version, you can pay for more detailed airport. That might actually have live air traffic control. I think that's the thing, at least in the PC version. I know it was in 2020. Oh, there's a quarry over there, it looks like. We have some quarries that have been filled up with water. They're kind of creepy knowing how deep they are. Yeah, at friend's house, I played the World at War one. It's basically the same game on the other consoles. It just has like similar controls to like Resident Evil 4. The graphics aren't as good, but it's kind of fun to interact. I also recommend checking out that. I know it's me saying Ghostbusters, but the Ghostbusters game on Wii is actually pretty fun. And it's different than the PlayStation 3 versions. They redid the graphics, the character models. It actually has co op in it. But you actually aim the Wii remote to use your proton beam, and you actually have to use the motion to thrust your arm forward like you're throwing the trap. It's pretty cool, actually. And Silent Hill Shattered Memories, it uses the remote a lot in unique ways as well. I always like the games that really tried to do creative things. Ironically, my favorite game probably on Wii is like Capcom versus Tatsunoko, which doesn't really use the controller in any kind of creative way. Dick Strip. Hoping I see some buildings on the horizon. Maybe we're just too high. This is kind of how Chesterfield looks here, like the suburbs. It's kind of cool that this game has like a mode where you could fly around and basically tour the whole area of Stranger Things. Although it's a streaming nightmare because it plays the Stranger Things music all the time. And that's one thing that YouTube will mute. They don't just claim that. This looks like the shape of one of my slot car tracks I had. Where you had that little gun that you pulled back and make the cars go forward. I had that in a little train set. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Well, that's fancy. That looks like a little country club or something. Maybe a retirement home. Or a gated community. This looks like where rich people might live. Looks like a picture perfect painting of the suburbs, like you see in a movie or something. Like the suburbs in Edward Scissorhands, where they're super nice. Man, just look at the clock. Man, time flies when you play this game. Got a swimming pool. Got an Olympic-sized swimming pool there. It's got the lines and everything. I'm finding all the cool secret places. Look, there's a kraken down there. Get a faster plane. Not a whole lot of options.
Honolulu Tower, Max 8409 Delta X-ray, X-ray 569 are ready at
Excellent
runway
job of
26
patching up this
west
runway.
departure.
I can't even tell. What time is it? It's close to dinner. I like that this plane has a little camera. Yeah, limit it up. I'm not gonna lie, I wish wish my family was more like that. Like doing shit together. Like it usually has to be like a holiday or something before we do anything together. So Christmas and Thanksgiving, sometimes Easter. Oh man, I bet that water is like so beautiful. It's probably crystal clear. It's like you can still see the land like under the water. When I was fishing in the Florida Keys, it was really surreal. You think like you're about to catch a small fish, but you didn't realize it was like 80 feet down because it's like fishing in a swimming pool. You pull it up and the fish like slowly gets bigger. But it was really creepy, like if a giant turtle or something like swam under your boat. He just kind of stuck his head up. He might knock you over. Man, you think they'd put more windows in this thing? Lower the altitude so we actually can see this stuff. This is usually the plane you want to use when you storm chase. This is Honolulu. But we can go to Palm Beach. I guess they rendered that just for this game, because that looks too perfect. Okay, I'll go there next. Maybe with the little planes. This one needs quite a bit of runway. And just fly through this real quick, just to see what the buildings are like. Okay, let me get the coordinates for it. Okay, I got them. It's just gonna take me a minute to type it in. 26.634 893 comma -80. 0388. Seven, 8. We're gonna set this as arrival, and then hopefully here it's enough for departure. And then hopefully that's close enough where we can get to it fairly quickly with the icon. Where are you, you little shit? There you are. Make sure it's gassed up. Better double check the weather. I don't know how the weather is there. It looks alright, not a lot of clouds, so we should be good.
Kilo Lima November Alpha traffic. Max 8409 Delta X-ray X-ray 569er. Taking off runway 28. West departure. Kilo Lima November Alpha.
I got it. Let me take the emergency brake off. Maybe they had to pay extra to render him. Wait till we're 200 feet up in the air. Adjust the flaps. Alright, we should be good. Now, assuming these brackets are correct, we should go right to the golf course. Yeah, he's doing all the epilogue stuff. Honestly, he's determined to finish it. He flew through that game. I feel like the game goes by faster once you have a basic idea of how long it is. I think the first playthrough, that you have no idea, you just hear people say how long it is, it makes it even more intimidating. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like it, which is really strange to me that online didn't take off, considering that's usually what people ask you, what you're going to do after you finish the game. Are you going to play online? No, probably not. Might go back to the game one day, but I don't know if I'll play online. Might be cool though, who knows. I'm surprised Rockstar doesn't support it. I guess they just must make a shit ton of more money on GTA 5's online mode. I hope one day, though, they get to make another game like that, or somebody else does, because there's really not a lot of games like that out there. Especially that physics heavy. That game has some of the most satisfying shooting I've ever played in a game. The only thing that comes close to how that game feels is like Max Payne 3, which was ironically made by Rockstar. And then GTA 5, I guess they turned down the physics either to get it to run better on PlayStation 3, or to, I guess, make the game easier. Because I know people complained about how physics heavy GTA 4 was. I'm not gonna hate on GTA 5 because it's like one of my favorite games on PlayStation 3 when it was new. But as far as Rockstar's engine goes, they kind of dumbed down the physics a little bit. I think to make it more accessible. And then Red Dead turned it back up. And I think that's part of what threw off some people. Oh, this golf course like on a narrow strip. I'm guessing I'll see it. Is this it? This might be it. It looks very golf course like. Oh shit, I was going down too fast. I gotta do a wide circle and lower. Since I don't see any brackets going further, this must be it. Probably could land on it if I got low enough. I could land on this beach strip. It seems less chaotic in the cockpit. Although one time when I was flying, I did have that lady holding the rosary, and I didn't have much experience flying back then. She really made me paranoid. I was like, maybe she knows something I don't. Where old people dream to retire. It'll be so ridiculous if I make it. Oh no, there's a bunch of trees. Shit, we better make a choice soon. Yeah, makes it difficult sometimes. You just gotta find something, I guess, to commit to it. Lately, I've been playing games I've already played before, just because I've been looking for just comforting games. Sometimes newer games are intimidating, but then at the same time, you get tired of the older stuff and then want to go to new stuff. So it's good to rotate, I think. At least it is for me. Alright, I didn't plan on getting back up, though. I could, but do I want to? This thing should just, like, go in the water, theoretically. Well, that was close. I need to put a fishing option in this game. I better slow down before it starts to try to go airborne. A perfect grid. This is where I was when I was playing Assassin's Creed the other day. Let's see something real quick. Let me try something here. Let's see, 40.354. 167, 116. I'm gonna go try to see the Great Wall of China. I don't think I've ever seen it in this game. I'm curious what it would look like. 6, 944. I did go to the South Pole, but there's not much to look at. It's mostly just white. Or ocean, depending on where you are. I think that's the whole thing. Hopefully they had good weather. I wish it wouldn't have put me 3,000 feet up in the air. They try to add like streets to the wall. I would need a drill to burrow into hell. I like need one of those things from Ninja Turtles that drills it to the ground. Where is her studio? Like in LA or something? I'm not even sure any of us even know the answer to that question. I just remember that show being on like daytime television outside my grandmother's or aunt's house. Surprised how much countryside there is still, but a big chunk of land. Maybe it took me to the part that isn't rendered. I could have sworn this game had an area that was rendered of it, but I just went by Gemini's coordinates. Oh, we're about to fly through a cloud. How exciting. I'm going to do something really stupid. I'm going to fly one of the slowest things possible. That's not a hot air balloon. I think there's a blimp. I don't think I've ever tried it. Kind of curious how it works. I remember the blimp in Grand Theft Auto 5. It was so slow. You'd have like gray hair by the time you're done, like your little session. Or it's just rendering like, that's not what I picked, or that's not what I meant to pick. We can get it to say Goodyear by chance. There are no options. Any day now would be excellent. Whenever you feel like it. I believe in you, game. Please don't crash on me now. I had yet another PSN server issue earlier today. Told me I didn't have permission to play this game. And I restarted it, and suddenly I did. It did it to me yesterday when I tried to play Alan Wake. Luckily, I had the disc as a backup. But unfortunately, this game streams data for the entire world. There's no getting around this one. But the restart seemed to fix it, thankfully. Alright, this is going faster than I thought it would. Oh wow, there's all these meters I don't understand. Thing's so slow, I better go in third person and see how it moves. Oh, you actually have to turn it. This one doesn't really use rudders, at least not that I can see. Man, you have to be the most patient person on earth to fly one of these. Let's take a tour of the blimp. It's not like it's going anywhere. It's vacant, so I should be able to go in. Why is the landing gear out? Airspeed 16. That's slightly faster than what you usually do when you're taxiing on the runway. There are a lot of buttons here. Which ones are the landing gear? I wish the tutorials in this game were a little bit better. Not everybody is flown every aircraft known to man or is a pilot. This looks landing gearish. Yo, this is so different than a plane. Oh, we must be going too high. Yep, that's why the fuel mixture is messed up. Well, that was fun for like 2 minutes. I have no idea how that works. Well, we have one non-ugly variation. All right, there should be a bunch of planes somewhere. It usually indicates where the airport is. All right, hopefully this doesn't. I don't think I've ever flown this one before.
Juliet traffic. Max 8409 Juliet Lima Flight 2.
A lot of aircraft in this game I haven't tried yet. Yeah, this probably goes fast. It's a nice little tube. Pre-made to be shaped like a coffin. All right. They really didn't go for comfort with this chair. It's like something you'd be executed in. Yeah. As long as he takes like a Xanax or something beforehand, otherwise things will get out of control. They had that remake show. I know they had one in the 80s, but they had like one made by Jordan Peele. I saw like a couple of episodes of it, of the Twilight Zone. It was still a show, but it wasn't bad actually. At least the 2 episodes I saw. Yeah, that's the one where they got killed and they filmed it. Ironically, most people agree, including me, the most boring one is the one that Steven Spielberg directed, which is the old folks home one. Yeah. My favorite's still probably the one, the kid that like everything he imagines becomes real, and that's Joe Dante, directors of Gremlins. It kind of shows. And then the airplane one with John Lithgow, that was George Miller, the creator and director of Mad Max. Wow, is that the ground? Visibility is not ideal. Yeah. Those are trees. Maybe we can fly above the clouds. I'm flying like I'm playing the Twilight Zone. I don't think it can handle this height. Or I accelerate it too fast. I might have to do it with the trim going slowly up. Oh, something got switched in the console or something. Where's this storm though? I guess I flew out of it. Must have accidentally hit a switch when I was going around. I can feel the wind blowing it. Cranberry. That sounds like somewhere from Red Dead Redemption. Sounds like the neighboring town of Strawberry or something. Now, in order to get to Strawberry, you want to take a left turn to Cranberry. Stupid voice got my dog excited. I got like 20 minutes left. Are there any cool places anybody wants to see? Before I call it a session before I gotta take Faye out for a walk. I'm sure there's far more interesting stuff sometimes. What's going on here? Not to undersell anything, but I get it. A random island? Okay. That's just Hawaii. I think this is just Easter Island. Yeah. I wish I knew where it was. Let me ask Gemini. What's a cool random island to find and flight sim? What are the coordinates? Okay, it gave me some. Go figure out where it's going to take us. So 10.29. Watch it be somewhere super popular, not mysterious at all. "109. Well, at least they found an island. We'll set this as departure. Switch the plane. Let me make sure that I actually can see it though. Let's go to preset. We just want a few clouds. Wow, it's like a world's giant swimming pool. It actually says some things about it. This is Clipperton Island, a completely isolated, uninhabited French coral atoll in the eastern Pacific Ocean. It is essentially a tiny, perfectly ring-shaped coral reef surrounding a stagnant lagoon featuring dramatic volcanic rock outcropping Clipperton Rock on its southern shore. That's pretty cool. I bet it does have some coconuts. I don't think it can officially be an island unless you have a coconut tree. Let me slow down so I actually can get closer to it. I wonder if those speckles are like part of the reef that you're seeing. Yeah, that's what it looks like because it's kind of colorful. I don't know how well it shows up on YouTube. Look, I bet there be coconuts on them trees. I bet this has to be like a tourist spot. It's really pretty. Looks like a good place to go diving or something. Unless the water's toxic or something. Maybe they didn't go over that part. Yeah, it's really cool that's like self-contained like this. I wonder if the water is like really shallow where you can just walk across. I'd probably like it out there. I wonder what the fishing is like around. It's probably illegal to fish there. Let's be real. I bet you get all sorts of weird tropical fish. was probably a bigger piece of land like a million years ago or so. I wonder how long it would take to like get here from land. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it'd be quite the experience to see at least once. I'm sure in real life it looks even prettier. It's just the volcanic rock they were talking about. I'm surprised they haven't built like a monument or something on this. There's some trees over here. That's just the area if you want to get sunburned terribly. There's some palm trees somewhere, which usually have coconuts on them. At least that's been my experience in Florida. I noticed it's probably not a good idea to ever park under a palm tree. The short amount of time I was in Florida, I already had seen like windshields busted from them. But the native people there are like looking at them like 80 hits when they park over there. But to be fair, why would they put parking spaces under those trees? There's probably like some long lost Bigfoot creature that lives in there. Probably takes people that visit the island. I don't even see any land nearby. Let me look at our trusty map. Yeah, we're pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I don't see us getting back anytime soon on this plane. That probably wouldn't be the best plane to get there, run out of fuel before and make it. And then let me check the time real quick. All right. We can visit one more place. Any suggestions where I pick somewhere random? Just because it popped in my head, we'll just visit the Seattle Space Needle real quick. Alright. I'm guessing they would render that. Maybe see it at nighttime. 620. I'm still here. I'm just typing in long coordinates. Through the PlayStation's menu system, which isn't the most effective way. This game would probably be a lot easier with a keyboard. Like when Ben was here, I was telling me one of these days I'll hook it up.
Boeing Tower, Max 8409 Juliet Lima 52020, ready at runway tree 2 left, north departure.
The nighttime scenes look so much better than Flight Simulator 2020. I couldn't see anything in that game sometimes. Especially if we play this TV with HDR turned on, like all the little lights like really pop. It looks really cool. I'm surprised how high the resolution. Wow. Oh, I must be an actual player playing the way they're flying. That kind of startled me a little bit. What I was saying is, I'm actually surprised how sharp this game is, resolution-wise, considering how much detail is on screen. Who just flew past me like I'm a joke. Oh, a stadium. That's cool. The interior's lit up. Lit up. That was a lot of extra work for nothing. I wonder if they have to go out of their way to like erase some of the teams due to licensing. I don't think so. I think I've seen official team logos. Is that check coming this way? It is. I think they're just happy to see another flyer. I want to go to the aquarium. There it is. For some reason I was thinking it would be taller. At least in like a lot of these skyscrapers. Or maybe some of them are procedurally generated, I don't know. Yeah, the night scenes actually look really good. They were kind of disappointed they came before it. They didn't light up the city that well. Probably the Space Needle doesn't have lights on it though. This game a completely different vibe at night. I went down too fast. They got all the interior lights turned on. Can we turn some of these off actually? We should have the strobe on. Oh, this is like a modern car where you gotta do everything with a touch screen. There we go. That's so cool how you actually can get the things to work. Now, if only I knew how to turn the interior lights off. Where's the instruction manual? This plane has overly simplistic controls. They kind of designed it like a car. So maybe it's like here. I don't know if I know. It's not a big deal. Usually most of the planes have a dimmer switch for their interior lighting. All right, I'm going to have to stop here for now and take the dog out for a walk. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.